My guest today is the lead singer of the band Smile Empty Soul. Please welcome Sean Danielsen. Hi Sean, how are you?
I'm great, man. How you doing? Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I'm fine. At first, I want to know how the music come in your life.
Well, I started playing, first of all, both my parents were musicians their whole lives, and they were even in a band together in high school, my mom and my dad. So music was just kind of always around and a big part of my life, you know, as long as I can remember. And when I was around 9, I started playing the piano, taking piano lessons, and then about a year later, when I was 10, I picked up the guitar just kind of on my own and just started teaching myself chord charts and, you know, figuring out songs by ear and whatnot. And just been playing ever since.
Smile Empty Soul created major hit at its beginning with the song Bottom of a Bottle and Silhouettes. How the band had deal with this ascension?
It was crazy because, you know, it was our first record and you know, the very first single from the first record saw the success that it did, and you know, we were all over the radio, and our videos were getting played on the music video channels that still existed back then, and we were on really good tours, and you know, like you said, there was a lot of attention, so it was cool in one way because it's what we had always worked towards and wanted as far as, you know, being successful with our music, but at the same time, I think we were a little bit too young and dumb to receive that kind of attention and money at such a young age. I think, you know, we learned a lot of lessons from that because, you know, you come out of that having made some great decisions and some big mistakes. So it was an interesting time.
I think you have learned everything about this experience.
Not everything, but I've you know, try to learn as much as I can.
What inspired you when you write music?
Just life in general, you know, the struggles that people deal with on a daily basis emotionally, just, you know, living this life, trying to figure out what it's all about and the different emotional states we find ourselves in.
Music has been created to send emotion, and I think you have always done it with a great sensibility in your voice. Do you think it's one of the reasons of your success?
I hope so. You know, like you said, I think that art, the purpose of art is to make people feel something, you know, and so that's the goal, and that's what we set out to do for sure. And you know, if a song can touch somebody emotionally and bring something out of them, then I guess you're at least doing something right, you know.
I want to hear you about the evolution of the band.
Well, I feel like although we've kept a similar sound, and you can tell that it's us when you listen to a song off the first record or a song off the latest record. I think that we do have a sound that enables people to tell it's us immediately, but at the same time, I think that we have evolved, you know, a little bit with each record. Each record we've made kind of has its own feel and theme. And, you know, we have changed some members over the years. And at this point, I am actually the only original guy left, but I always wrote all the songs. So, the music will remain the same throughout. But, you know, I feel like we've definitely had some records that were more rock, more riff oriented. We've had some records that were a little softer, more pop oriented. We just try to kind of have a fresh take on each record.
The band has released a couple of months ago a new album named Rarities. What is the reaction of the crowd, of the fans of the band Smile Empty Soul?
It's great. You know, I mean, we have some amazing fans, you know, that have supported us through all kinds of stuff for all kinds of years. And, Rarities is a record that it wasn't a new album. It was all songs that were recorded over the years throughout the different studio sessions here and there that didn't make other albums. So everyone dug it, and the reaction was really great. But I think everyone's really excited for the record that we have coming up, that should be coming out in May of 2018, because it's going to be our first all original, all new material, full length album in about 5 years.
At your point of view, this new album will be more rock than the past?
I wouldn't say more rock. I think it should be about a similar heaviness as past albums, but there's definitely some unique evolution to these new tunes as well. So, like I said about some of our other albums in the past, I think that this new record will have, even though it will still sound like a Smile Empty Soul record, it's going to have its own sound.
All right. If you have to name just one of your songs that means everything to you, which one will it be?
That's a tough one. I've been liking our song Sitting Ducks a lot lately. Just because lyrically I think it reflects where our society is at in a lot of ways.
Okay. Another one for you. You had covered in the past a song of Nirvana. If you have to cover another great song of a great band, what can it be?
Oh, I don't know. Over the years, we've covered a lot of stuff. We covered Dead and Bloated, an Interstate Love Song by Stone Temple Pilots. We covered Precious Things by Tori Amos, Possession by Sarah McLachlan. We covered Them Bones by Alice in Chains. Wish You Were Here by Pink Floyd. Over the years we've done a lot of covers, because we used to try to do one new cover every tour and take it out and do it every night for a whole tour. So the list is quite large of songs we covered in the past. And I don't know what we'll do in the future. We'll definitely keep doing covers here and there. It's just we just pick it on a whim.
Sean, you have a solo project and another band named World Fire Brigade. Why did you decide to split your music project?
It's all just in timing, I guess, because World Fire Brigade I made in my downtime in between Smile Empty Soul tours over a period of a couple of years with a couple friends. So that was kind of like more of like a fun side project kind of thing we did on the side when we all had time. And then my solo project started when I just had all these songs that were soft acoustic type songs that didn't all fit in the Smile Empty Soul world. So I just figured I'd start releasing some solo music that would allow me to just kind of do whatever genre or style I felt like doing at that moment. And now, 4 years later, after my first solo release, I've actually released 4 solo releases, and each one kind of has, a different style. And none of them, there are moments that could be compared to Smile Empty Soul because I'm writing the songs still, but pretty typically my solo releases don't sound like Smile Empty Soul.
All right. Just a last one for you. It's for the Quebec fans, for the people in Canada. Do you know when will be your next concert in Montreal or Quebec City?
I have no idea. The problem for us that we've encountered is that we aren't popular enough in Canada to go up there and do a full Canadian tour, headlining, that is. popping over the border just to do a show or two, that doesn't make a lot of sense, because the border is so such a pain in the ass, really. They go through your vehicle, like, searching every nook and cranny, and they count all your merchandise and try to charge you a tax on every item. And that being said, it's actually become a little hard for us to just pop over the border to do a show or two. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense for us. So we don't typically do it. I think that, if we were going to come back to Canada, it would have to be something where we came back opening for a Canadian band and just doing a whole run up there.
Okay. I hope it will be possible in the future. But just to close, what's next for you, Sean?
Well, Smile Empty Soul has a tour coming up on January 26th. It begins, and it's just of a few of the southern United States. We're doing about 3 weeks, and then that leads us into the recording studio in St. Louis. We're going in the studio in February to record that new record. And then that new record will come out in May of 2018, and then Smile will begin to tour the United States, several times in support of that album.
Sean Danielsen, thank you for your time. I think everybody can wait to hear the new stuff of the band Smile Empty Soul. Thanks again for your time. I hope you feel great for the future.